Hi guys, welcome back to my channel for a brand new series, and you join me at Sandhurst in Yateley. You see I've just pinged the rods out about 10 minutes ago. Traps are set. See I've got crap everywhere still at the minute. I'm going to tackle that shortly. I had to get the rods out. I ended up being about 4 hours late starting on my ticket due to the fog this morning. It's finally risen and the sun's gleaming down now. Really cold night last night. That went down to -2. I got here and it was so foggy I literally couldn't even see 5 foot in front of me. So I had to wait for all the fog to clear before I could even get the rods sorted, or even find a peg in fact, because I didn't even know where I was on the lake. So I've never seen the lake, only apart from a few features online. So it's new to me, certainly coming in blind. Definitely looking forward to maybe getting stuck into a bite or two on here. There's some real nice stunning fish to go at and some absolute brutes at that. You can see behind me, look, lovely little forest there. Hear the old birds chirping. We're finally in early spring and loving life. Back on the bank. Didn't make it out last week, so really buzzing to get here this week. So for now I'm going to tackle all this mess, and then I'm going to absolutely fill it in out there and put about 3 or 4 kilo over them 3 spots, and we'll have a catch up a bit later on this afternoon. See you in a bit. Well guys, I thought I'd give you a quick look before I deliver this out. This is the mix we're going for today, and a lot of hemp, a lot of particle, a lot of pellet, much more pellet than I'd usually fish. Got some chopped boilie in there and some crumb boilie, and a few extra little special ingredients too. It's just over half a 5 kilo bucket here, and I'm going to put it all in straight away, straight off the off, all over 3 rods. It looks like a lot of bait, but it's not a lot to fill them up on really. Plenty of bits and pieces to keep them in the area for a while, and the reason it's this colour is because I've been using a new dip. Well, I say dip and glug that we're going to be bringing out shortly, and it's got a real nice fishy aroma, a real pungent smell, and all the pellets have sucked all that juice up nicely. You can see, look at that, it's going to explode when it hits the water, releasing lots of food signals in the water columns. Right, I'm going to get to it and get this bait out there. Catch you in a bit. Well, we're coming up 3 o'clock now. Not seen nothing, heard nothing since I've been here yet. But that pressure's crashed hard, and that's definitely on our side. So fingers crossed for an early evening bite, hopefully. But for me, I'm going to sonk out now. I need to crash out hard. I'm absolutely mangled. I've been up since 4:45 this morning. Didn't go to sleep till 1:45, 1 o'clock time. 2 hours sleep literally, and then followed by a long 2.5 hour drive here, and then setting this mammoth bivvy up, what I'm sitting in, spodding out for about an hour, getting the rod sorted, barrowing it round and that. I'm absolutely wasted. My body is ready to shut down. So for me, it's over and out, and we'll catch you this evening. See you in a bit. Hi guys, we're pushing into the first evening now, and things are looking carpy. It's cold, don't get me wrong, but the pressure's crashed, and hopefully the fish should go down and have a bit of a munch. We're heading into a bit of a better moon phase over the next 2 days, and things are looking good. I delivered a lot of that bait out there earlier over those 3 rods. I haven't seen no action on it yet, but I'm confident the fish should push out that way into open water as the night continues. So fingers crossed there that something will happen. But I've also got a backup plan already. So out towards that swan, you can see it in the distance. I'm going to go put a rod just to the right. I'm going to lead out and find a little spot there at about 21 wraps shortly, and just have it as a backup spot, because the fish are a little bit centre screen that way to the right. So basically, if nothing does happen on the big baited area, I'm just going to pull it off and put a bag out to the right at 21, where I know is a little clear area out there. I've just got to find it, and just for my own peace of mind, because you don't want to be fishing in weed. There is a fair bit of weed out there. It's only low lying, sort of 6 inches, nothing to worry about. Well, not in front of me anyway. And a few of the other pegs is coming up a bit further, but from here it's not too bad. So things are ticking along nicely. I'm speaking to a lot of people, I'm gathering information, getting my own work done. You know, this is the first part in this new series, and you really want to try and peel as much information as you can off people. And I've been quite lucky. There's quite a few lads that actually watch my YouTube channel actually on here, probably 4 or 5 in fact, and they've been kind enough to give me a bit of information, as you would, and help people out. That's what we do on the bank, innit, eh? We all want to be getting into a fish or two. In fact, the guy next door, I've been up there talking to me, watches my channel, and he just lost one a short while ago. Weeded him up a couple of times, I think in front of him. He says it's quite a bit weeded, and it is in front of this peg where I am, and that's probably why the fish are there, to be honest, because they feel safe. You know, there's a lot of people on here, it gets busy, so these fish have seen it all, but they're definitely worth going at. Some right nice dark fish in here, I've seen them on pictures and stuff, and it would be nice to get one out and personally hold one myself. The water is gin clear here, so you can imagine the fish are going to be beautifully dark, and going to have all sorts of colours, and as we're just coming out of winter, so they're going to be looking a bit special still, and they should be piling on the pounds by now. But yeah, it's set to be a real cold one tonight. You can see the fog just drifting across the lake there. It's set to be -1 tonight, and only 8 degrees tomorrow as well. It's the coldest weather we've had for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and yeah, we'll see how that affects the fishing. We're just here for a bite to get some confidence. The kettle's on. I'm going to warm myself up a bit, and I'm going to have a little lead out there and find that spot as soon as the cup of tea's done, and just get a bit of homework done ready for tomorrow morning. All the bites have been coming first thing on here, guys, so I really want to make sure I'm ready for first thing in the morning, and so I can pull one of them rods off the big baited area and put it out on a separate bag if the big baited spot ain't working. You've got to have a backup plan, you know, that's what it's about. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, you know, as they say. But it's worth mentioning, guys, this is a day ticket water, and it's full of giant fish. They tell me there's over, you know, 11, 12, 13 or so 40s in here, which is really, really cool for the size lake it is. I think it's only about 15 acres or so. and they do a lot of bookings online and that, so you know, I mean, some might have troubles with that, but I think it's quite convenient really. At least you know you've got a peg. It's not like you're going to be turning up blind and having to get sent home like it can happen on some waters, you know. At least you know you've got a swim, you can turn up and you're going to be fishing. So yeah, if you guys don't have the troubles that I have, because I'm a bit of a, you know, a bit simple when it comes to that stuff at times. I had troubles doing it. Just give one of the bailiffs a call and they'll run you through it and let you know what information you need to know to get on here. So yeah, buzzing. I'm going to kick back now. Hopefully we'll get one of these beauties on the bank. I'm not panicking. It's still the first night. We've got 2 nights, 48 hours. Well, by the time I started fishing, it's more like 42. I wasted 6 hours this morning because of the fog. I physically couldn't fish. But we're moving on. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled, keep the information rolling in, and we're actually back next week, and hopefully we'll have a better session and a better start. But yeah, alright then, well hopefully I'll see you in the night, in the dark hopefully, with an absolute stunker. If not, I'll catch you for brekkie in the morning. See you in a bit. Well, what an uneventful night. Very quiet out there. Everyone's been quiet last night. And heard no alarms going. A few guys round me haven't caught anything. Seen a bit of carpy action this morning. Seen a little bit last night. Over the spot, baited spot, believe it or not, but nothing's prevailed from that. But still feeling hopeful for today and tonight. Got to be off first thing tomorrow morning, so I've got a group booking or something coming on. So we've got until like 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Still a chance. Got to be in it to win it. One bite can change this session. All I'm doing is just trying to pinch one bite, 2 if I'm extremely lucky, just to get a bit of confidence for when I'm back next week. Let's talk about location. I don't think I'm too far wrong in location. I think I pretty much got that right, and I got lucky to get in this peg, to be honest. It patrols a good section in the middle of the lake. So it's coming on 10:30 now, and bite times, we're still in bite time, believe it or not, so something could happen. I had a liner on the right hand rod a short while ago, and I was hoping it would prevail and continue into a take, but it didn't, unfortunately. So just sitting on my hands at this point. In about 20 minutes, when the rain does stop though, I'm going to peel the right hand rod off that spot. I put about half a kilo out to the right last night, just before dark when the gulls knocked off, and I'm going to plop a single rod out there with a bag over that, and maybe just put a spom of the new glugged boilies I got with the new balanced liquid, and the other 2 I'm going to recast and just pull them a bit closer together, because I'm going to have 2 on the spot instead of 3. I feel like it might just be too many lines out there in this clear water, but we're still learning, and that's the good thing about carp fishing and trying new fisheries. It's exciting, and when you finally do crack that code and you know, get that fish on the bank, and that's a real special moment, especially that first bite. So that's the plan for the next hour or so. Get the right hand rod pulled off onto a single spot with much less bait. I'm going to keep the other 2 rocking on a big double spot with a lot of bait, and see how we get on from there. So we'll have a catch up this afternoon, and hopefully it'll be with a bit of action. See you in a bit. Well guys, here we are. Last spoke to you this morning. Nothing happened for a few hours after that, and since then it's been absolute chaos here at Sandhurst. I've had a double take which resulted in a beautiful, I'd probably say mid-20 common, which I had to slip back, and just as I was netting it, the other rod peeled off, and I've got a real special fish to show you here. Probably one of the nicest fish I've ever caught in my life, and it'll definitely give the big plated a run for its money. It is jet black, and it comes in the hands of this, what is about, I haven't zeroed this, oh mate, sling what I weighed it in, about 32 pounds, and it's called the armadillo fish, and you can see what it is. What an absolute stunning, giant plated, absolute beaut. Look how black it is. I'm really touched to get into a couple of bites on the first session down. It's only a short session. I'm going to flick around and show you the other side quickly. Oh. Wow, this is might be one of the nicest fish I've ever caught, or at least in the last year or so. And I'm going to run you through on what sort of mayhem I've just had shortly after this. Once I return the fish, we'll go through, because it was a bit of chaos, to be honest. Look at that. Look at that. Unbelievable. I'm literally speechless. Perfectly proportioned mirror carp, or fully scaled mirror carp, and wow, up on weight as well. But I'm going to slip her back and we'll have a chat shortly. See you soon. Right guys, I thought it was time for a little afternoon update. So I slipped that beautiful plated mirror back and just reset all the traps, and they all went out first time, believe it or not, and they're all on quite a tight spot. So I didn't actually end up moving the right hand rod. I kept them all when I just fished it out for an extra hour, and it resulted in a double take. So I'm glad I didn't move anything in the end. And I've got all three out, and they actually went out better today than they did yesterday. So can't complain there. Got a drop on each rod, bang on the money, to be honest. And we've got a bit of a crosswind, so you know, buzzing with that. And it's time to kick back now and have a bite to eat. I'm absolutely shattered. I had to row down, so what I was telling you when I had the fish, so basically what happened is I was sitting here just on my phone doodling about on the internet as we do, and all of a sudden one of the rods just started screaming off. So, and it was torrential rain at the time, so I ran out in the torrential rain, hit into the fish on, lovely, played it back, seen it, lovely common, landed it, turned out to be a beautiful sort of mid-20 common, absolute stunner. And then what happened is, just as it went into the net, well, about 3 minutes before it went into the net, the right hand rods just exploded into action. I'm like, no way. And I was like, there's no way I've caught that line. And then I seen that the fish, the common I had on, was nowhere near it, and I could see the back lead lifting out the water on the right hand rod. I'm like, oh my god, double take. This is unbelievable, yeah. First, knowing this is the first trip down, I've never seen the place. So real buzzing to explode into a double take straight away. Anyway, so managed to land. I had to let the fish run and just let it do its thing out in the middle of the lake, unfortunately. And the whole time you're telling yourself, right, don't rush the fish that I've got on now. Land this fish safely and then deal with the second rod. Don't panic. So I landed the fish safely, left it in the net, picked up the other rod, fish on, pulled it in a little bit, yeah, it come back towards me, felt a good fish, and then it hit a big weed bed out there and locked me up for the best part of 30 minutes. So a kind gentleman from the next peg down come down and helped me. He held the rod. I took the rig and the hook out of the carp that I'd landed in the landing net and quickly retained it, make sure it's safe and healthy before I put it back. And so then I ran down the other end of the bank, got the bailiff to unlock the boat, which was an absolute mission, by the way. I was buggered by the time I got down the end of the lake, and then I had to row the boat all the way back down to my peg. So it's like a little triathlon. I'm absolutely wasted at this point. I've just done a run, just done a complete boat ride on the way down. Then I had to reel out and tackle the fish out in the lake, and luckily enough, the fish, I got above it in the boat, and I got above the fish, and it slowly eased itself out and done a couple of splashes on the surface, and I seen it and I was like, oh my god, look at that carp. Literally that has to be one of the best looking fish I've ever seen in my life. And at this point I start, oh my god, it's a miracle fish. And anyway, after what, 2 or 3 minutes, I managed to scoop the net in, and away we go. And then I was paddling back, got that sorted out and buzzing. Yeah, so more to the point, I had that fish on for probably 40 minutes to 50 minutes before I landed it, after the wee bed and that, by the time I got it out. But landed both fish safely in the end, buzzing with that. And to get the armadillo fish, my first trip down, this is the first part in this new series as well, to get tucked into such an epic fish so early on, it is incredible. So yeah, there you go. It's time for me to kick back now. I'll show you what I'm going to have for an early dinner. It is hunter's chicken, right, so that's like chicken breast wrapped in bacon. It's got cheese on it and barbecue sauce and that. I'm going to slap that on now. Got 2 breasts in there, I'm going all out. Also, keeping it real, the old super noodles I'm going to have with it. And I'm going to stick some mushrooms, little button mushrooms, in with that chicken. And I'll be sure to update you and let you have a look at it before I destroy the plate. Until then, I will see you in a bit. Well guys, look, there's the finished article. Please tell me if you've seen anything as nice as that on the bank. Fried mushrooms in butter, beef noodles and hunter's chicken. That's got all bacon wrapped around it, and I've just melted all the cheese all over the top of the chicken and bacon. Mate, this is a new one for you guys. Get on it and try it yourselves. Right, time to tuck in. Catch you in a bit. Oh, I knew I forgot something. Hot sticky barbecue sauce. Well, that's just got even better. Well. See you in a bit. Right guys, that's this session wrapped up. What I've got to do is take the alarms out, drop the bivvy. The bivvy's empty now, I've got everything piled up here. I've got to be careful where I'm walking here because it's so slippery. Most of it's on the trolley, a few bits here and there. So yeah, I'm just going to give the bivvy a little spring clean inside and drop that. Unfortunately it's bite time, but I've got to go. The lake's fully booked, or got a booking or something or other. So yeah, 8 o'clock in the morning, got to go unfortunately, but we'll be back next week. I think this week we've done really well. What, probably a 42-hour session, and I bagged a couple of beauties. I wish I could have showed you the common, but unfortunately they don't allow you to retain fish here. So I had to slip that one back and go out in the boat and get that big 30. But to get such a beautiful named fish on the first trip down, definitely feeling hopeful in the coming sessions as I come back. And in fact I'm back next week, so stay tuned guys, keep following along, and I'll see you when I see you.